Hi, welcome. I'm Summer. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you are brand new, welcome. Please stay tuned. I'm going to be going over Rex Heuermann. I'm going to be going over the Gilgo Beach case that has been going on for a while now. So let's start with the beginning, just in case somebody doesn't know this case, just in case they don't know what's going on, they don't know who Rex Heuermann is, they don't know the Gilgo Beach murders that happened. So the Gilgo 4 case, this has been a long unsolved string of killings on Long Island known as the Gilgo Beach murders. The deaths of 11 people whose remains were found in 2010 and 2011. Most of the victims were young women who had been sex workers. Several bodies were found in thickets along a sandy stretch known as Gilgo Beach. Shannon Gilbert's disappearance in 2010 triggered the hunt that exposed the mystery. A 24-year-old sex worker vanished after leaving a client's house on foot in the seafront community of Oak Beach, disappearing into the marsh. Now, I did see the documentary that was on this, and it took cops 20 minutes to actually get to the scene of where she was supposedly at. And the client that she was seeing, he has nothing to do with this. They looked into it. They tried to figure out if maybe he took her, if he has something to do with her disappearance, but he has nothing to do with it. He was just a client of hers. And there was also some other neighbors that she knocked on their doors because she was freaking out, saying that she was being followed. I also watched that her driver was actually scared for her. He said that there was a big guy that was involved with her and he didn't trust him. Several other things. Heuermann, Rex Heuermann, the guy that is involved with this case, he is a big guy. He's like a giant. People call him Shrek. I didn't say that, but that's what people say. So months later, a police officer and his cadaver dog were looking for her body in the thickets along nearby Ocean Parkway when they happened upon the remains of a different woman. Within days, 3 other bodies were found, all within a short walk of each other. By spring 2011, the number climbed to 10 sets of human remains, 8 women, 1 man, and 1 toddler. Some were linked to dismembered bodies, parts found elsewhere on Long Island. This crime scene stretched from a park near New York City. Gilbert's Shannon, her body was found in December 2011, 3 miles east of where the other 10 sets were discovered. July 14th, 2023, so it's about to be a year. Rex Heuermann was charged in the murders of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, and Maureen Barnard Barnes. He has pleaded not guilty to all murder charges, but let's talk about why they even arrested Heuermann. So this was a cold case for a long time. Investigators opened it back up because there was a witness that seen a black avalanche or a dark truck in Amber Costello's driveway. Disappearance. This is when the disappearance happened. It was the night of the disappearance that they seen a black avalanche truck. And this was 2010. At the time, Rex Heuermann was an architect and married, a father of 2, and lived in his childhood home in Massapequa Park. He was tied to the murders in part through DNA extracted from a discarded pizza crust he ate. The DNA matched a male hair found on a victim and activity a series of activity on burner phones. He was taking pictures, sending them to the women that are involved in this. He was chatting with them to meet up with them. Yeah, all kinds of things. And he's saying that he's innocent. Okay. This guy, Heuermann, so the history on the internet was bad in my opinion. And I think a lot of other people's opinions as well. Looking up things to do with women, children. There was also searches that he did of a man dressed as a woman. And out of the 11 people found on Gilgo Beach was a man dressed as a woman. So, do you think that he has anything to do with this? He also did a lot of research on findings of the Gilgo murders. Now, I really can't say much about that because I do a lot of research on my own, but he had up to 200 searches of the Gilgo investigation. And then on top of that, he had 7 burner phones. I have a regular phone, so I don't understand that. I don't understand why you need a burner phone anyways. It sounds really sketchy to me. It sounds very secretive, but to each their own. Whatever. Do you. It's fine. Kind of sounds like a serial killer to me. Yeah. But his searches, in my opinion, make him look very guilty. At the time, last year, they were saying he could be the Manorville Butcher or the Boston Strangler, which I did look into this, and both of the cases, they both have them solved pretty much. The one man, he is actually still in jail or still in prison. He's still in prison for the 2 murders that he did. And then the other one, the Boston Strangler, he actually died in prison. And then they used DNA and figured out that it was him that had to do with at least one of the murders. But since they said that, did he change what he did to his victims? With what I've read, killers usually don't. But what if he's been doing this for a long time and maybe it got boring for him and he changed up the way he was doing things? Because there's different ways that he did things to victims, unfortunately. The disgusting things that he did. I will let you guys look this up if you really want. I mean, I'll say this. He tied them up, and then there's also dismembering. Now, it was 2 different things. So that's why they questioned if he was the Manorville Butcher or the Boston Strangler, because I think there's more than 2 different things. There's several different factors in this case, which make it really weird, and it makes you wonder if Heuermann is the murderer, or if it's somebody else, or if there's several different murders. So the hairs of Heuermann's wife was on 3 of the bodies, and I also read somewhere that the cat's hair was part of the evidence. They even took the cat scratcher out of the house when they were doing their first search in Heuermann's house. They took several things out of his house, including a big doll. They took all kinds of things. They said that it could possibly be like trophies, because that's what killers do. They sometimes take trophies from their victims. And then I read that there was dolls put near these bodies just randomly. I don't know if that's true. If you guys know if that's true, just let me know. It was just a thought. I didn't actually look that up. I just remembered it. So look that up. Let me know if that is true, if that really did happen. That's really interesting, and I would really wonder why he would put dolls there. If like maybe it was like his fetish, or like I mean, he liked tiny, like, probably, I think the way you want to put it is short women. You know, he said small is good in one of the lists that I seen. Even with that said, Heuermann maintains his innocence. A few weeks ago, police once again searched the Massapequa home and were seen carrying boxes out of the house. He now faces charges of 2 more women. 2 more women. Sandra Costella in 1993 and Jessica Taylor in 2003, which makes him accused of murdering 6 women from 1993 to 2010. New evidence was found on 350 devices.
We've recovered 58 internal hard drives. We recovered 22 external hard drives or solid drives. We recovered 46 cell phones. We recovered 9 Wi-Fi routers, 44 SD micro cards, which are like jump routers, 17 tablets, 42 USB devices, 8 laptops, 50 hotel cards, 4 GPS devices, 11 music devices, 36 SIM cards, 33 miscellaneous items, and 600.
He had some weird lists that they found. They found DNA, hair under Jessica Taylor's body, and this hair is Rex Heuermann's, for sure. Sandra Costella was found by hunters in the woods, and the Manorville butcher was first accused of her death, but the DNA testing excluded him because the 3 hairs found on her body did not match, but it does match Heuermann. Like 99% matches Heuermann, does not match anybody else. Investigators are looking into a Valerie Mack of 1998 victim. Heuermann is not accused yet. So this guy is obviously not innocent. Finding DNA on these victims can't be a coincidence. In my opinion, he did something. And I know I also read that he was very involved with sex workers. It was his thing. It's what he liked to do. I also heard that people are saying that his family has to do with this. His family did something. Now, first of all, his kids were very little when these murders happened. A lot of these murders. His children, they were little. There's no way. I also heard that his wife was involved. I don't think that his wife was involved. I really don't. But what some people are saying is kind of interesting. Some people are saying that, and I think this came from sex workers, and just because they're a sex worker, it does not make them any more less of a person. They are still a person. They still have a voice. It's just what they do. You know, let them do what they do and you do what you do. That's the way I feel. A sex worker actually said that the wife knew that he liked that. He liked the sex workers. He would invite them to the house and he would take them downstairs, do whatever he did with them, and then she would be upstairs. And she said that she actually had a conversation with her about something. I think the wife didn't like something that she did, and they had like a discussion. So that's up in the air, I think. I think investigators are trying to cross that off the list. They're trying to get rid of that because obviously that's going to point fingers at his wife, which his wife is trying to move on. She's divorcing him. So, you know, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what has been said, and I don't even believe that. I believe that she's innocent. I believe that she was probably just scared of Rex Heuermann. I mean, we don't know what she had to deal with him. There's a lot of killers out there that they were married to, you know, they were married to people and the people did not know that that person was a killer. Some of them had like an instinct of, this is weird, I don't know what's going on though. So, yeah, like I was saying, he's obviously not innocent. He says he is. Yeah, I mean, do we have more than one killer? That's a scary thought. If there's more than one killer, like some people are saying, what does that mean? I mean, does that mean that they're still out there if it's not all Rex Heuermann? Like, did he have a partner in crime and he's just not saying? So they're still out there possibly going to do this more? I don't know. What do you think? Tell me your thoughts. I really feel bad for these victims, what they had to go through. This case is obviously not over. I'm sure we are going to learn more. I'm sure more is going to come out. Things are already coming out. So we will just wait and see. I hope that these victims, they get what they need to be able to move on, and that is to find their killer. And I personally, my opinion, I feel like they did, and I really hope it was all just Rex Heuermann and we don't have a second killer. I pray. I really hope. But if you're still here, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and come back for more. I'll do this weekly. I appreciate it. You guys be safe out there. Don't talk to strangers. Bye.